It's gonna be a good day. Favorite song on replay.
It's Slxck.
All right, y'all. We're in the first segment of the podcast, which is Slxck. Now, Jahana, I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
All right, it's just a simple question.
Light work.
Yeah. My question to you is this: when is it a perfect time to cut off family or just family members?
Cutting off family, it's hard to do, but the perfect time to cut off a family member is the moment that they stop bringing you peace. Because there's one thing that your family is always supposed to be, and that's, your rock.
Mm-hmm.
Your family are people that know what you've been through, what you've accomplished. They're watching you grow up and do what you need to do. So once they stop being somebody dependable, and it's hard to really expect that from, people. Like, you can't say like, oh, like, you should always be there for me. But when it comes to your family, like, if anyone else on this world is going to be there for you, it should be the people that are related to you, that saw you progress in life. If they can't bring you peace, if they are not peaceful and you feel chaotic around them, if you feel any type of chaos with their presence and it just disturbs you, like that disturbance, if they're disturbing your peace, they got to go.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard for you, and it's going to be harder for them, and they're going to guilt you for letting them go. But
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
They're going to guilt you. They're going to tell you, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I see it on Twitter all the time. It says, like, the manipulator will manipulate the victim into being like, I mean, yeah, I hurt you, but now you're mad at me for hurting you, so I'm really to blame. And that's how they'll feel. That's how they'll act. And you don't want to expect that from your family, but you have to, because, like, you have friends that treat you better than family.
Yeah.
A lot of people have some friendships that, people that you just chose to tag along with. Like, you know what? I'm picking you. All of our issues, all of our problems, we're going to work through it because I like you. They can treat you better than your own family members because they're bringing you a different type of peace. They're not disturbing your peace. That's why you can accept them.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yes, I definitely feel that it's definitely if then I bring you peace. I've been saying that for years because I have a really big family on both sides, my dad's side and my mom's side. And due to that, it's going to be a lot of people that bring you peace. There's also going to be a lot of people in your family that's not going to bring you peace at all. And I feel like I put that peace as well as when they start disrespecting you, like disrespecting you and things like that. That is when it's time for me to go and cut you off. Because at the end of the day, if you're treating me just because I'm younger than you, or just because God has blessed me with a lot of great things, and you want to act and treat me a different type of way because of that, that's when it's like, okay, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta cut you off, and I'm done. That's one of the main reasons why I don't go back to Arkansas. Most of my family is in Arkansas, but a lot of times the grandparents are usually the ones that keep everybody together. But once those grandparents leave this earth,
y'all can't force me to be here no more.
Can't force me to be here anymore. There's no point. Like, what's the point? It was only one person that kept us all together. Like at the end of the day, my parents, my brother, they're the ones that gonna always show me love. And I still, like I said, I still got cousins. That show me love. My aunts and uncles, I still have a lot of them. So a lot of times I'll still talk to them, things like that. But there's a lot of them that they be on some other time. And I ain't got time for it. I'm a grown man now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a kid anymore. You know what I'm saying? And some people have that mindset when they want to stay in the same spot too, and they don't want to grow as a person. So the fact that I'm 23 and you're like 47, but you acting like you're 14, 15, then it's like, why would I want to be around you?
Yeah.
So for me, that's when it's like, okay, it's time for me to cut you off. And then you said something about friends, because a lot of times I have friends that I look as family a lot of times because they have been there supporting me more than a lot of my other family members have. You know, and I used to say that for years and years. Like back when I was like growing up, I used to tell my parents all the time, like, I don't really care for a lot of people in my family. I mean, I love a lot of people in my family, but at the same time, I don't care for a lot of them either. And when I got to school, you know, when I got to college, especially, I started seeing people that I was like, okay, they have done way more for me in my life that I'm like, okay, you know what? They're more of my family.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the whole thing. People want to create a family a lot of times too. Like it's sometimes like, okay, if your family isn't the best, then you're gonna go and create one of your own.
You have
you
to.
know. So for me personally, I feel like that's the only time, for the most part, when I be like, you know what, I gotta cut you off. Like I said, I still got a lot of family members that I still love that I know still bring me happiness. But you know, if you're the ones that bring me happiness, but I still got them other ones that's near you that's not bringing me happiness, then it's like, okay, listen, I love you, but I'm gonna have to just hit you up. I'll call you or whatever, but I'm not gonna be here with you. But yeah, so
no, I agree. Like, yeah, like you said, like, yeah. It's hard. It's hard because, you know, when you read movie, like your families are always portrayed as the person or the people that are gonna always, you know, have your back. Like they're gonna always do anything for you. So when you get a friend that you're like, I barely know them, and they came in and they raised the bar and they're just friends. Like I've been expecting less than this, and this is just a random friend of mine. Like
yes,
they just popped in my life this year. They haven't known they don't know my story. They don't know what I've been through, and still they respect me and they respect my opinions and my emotions more than my family is right now.
And that's another thing you just said, emotions. Because there's a lot of times family members don't care how you feel about certain situations. They don't. You know, you could be mad at one moment. Hey, you're a child. What you got to be mad for? You know, you could be sad at one moment. You're a child.
Why are
What
you
gotta
crying?
be? Why are you crying? Like, what's going on with you? You know, so that's a lot of times too, where it's like, okay, and that messed it up with some of my family members too, that you dismissed how I felt in certain situations. So now it's like, okay, I don't look at you the same way anymore on that too. You could be a great person, but the fact that you dismissed how I was feeling, it already showed that you didn't have no respect for me in the day too, though. So nah, definitely the emotions part as well, though. But I feel like I want to call some people about this too, though, because I know this is you know, guys, you know, sometimes we serious, sometimes we're goofy. You know, we'll get to the goofy stuff later on, but this is more like a serious situation because it was something that came to my mind a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? Let me see, who can I ask? So, you know, I got Jahana on here. Y'all heard what she said. Perfect. So I think I'm gonna hit up someone else. I'm going to call my line brother. Shout out to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I'm gonna shout out my organization all the time. Y'all know this, but I'm gonna call my line brother Denari, and I'm gonna see what he got to say on this. So let me see here.
But I also think it's the reason why it's so hard to cut the family members off is because it's like it's still my family. Like I'm still at the end of the day going to choose. Like my cousins could do some crazy wild stuff to me, and I don't think they ever will. Shout out to my Pooh Bear and my baby. They know who they are.
Yeah.
They would never really do nothing to me, but them two, like if I fell out with them, they could still call me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, like, "Hey, we need your help to do da 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 da." I'm like, "Okay, like just let me know what you need. Like, let me know how I can help because at the end of the day, that's still my family." So it's like, yeah, I would cut them off from the treatment that they're used to receiving, but I wouldn't just completely X out my family from my life.
See,
I haven't gotten to that point where I'm just like, you know what, this person is gone to me. Like I won't ever speak to them again. I don't that's hard to do.
For me, I've been in that position, like I said, since I was a kid. Like I said, I have a really big family. So I do have a lot of people that, you know, even if we fell out, I know we can kind of rekindle the situation, you know, we can get back right. But I also have a lot of other family members that have done so much stuff to me when I was growing up that I knew at the end of the day, I ain't got love for you at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't care for you. You know what I'm saying? Like things that I waited until I was older to tell my parents about. Still some things to this day that I still have not told them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
because they're still your family, you still love them.
Yes, I mean,
so it's like you not so much love, but you respect their position in your life, that you don't want to disturb everyone else's who would be affected by it. It's hard to tell that secret, that story that you know is going to just cause so much chaos in the whole family. Then it's like, why would you even bring that up? Now you're the bad guy. And it's like, I'm not the bad guy. You guys need to hear these things.
And I mean, most of those situations with the family members I didn't care too much for, they was like the family members that I didn't see around a whole lot either. It was like, okay, they came and went, barely know your name, don't really know too much about you. Those are the ones. Like the ones that was around, you know, majority of the time it was like, okay, I got nothing but love for them. It's whatever. I mean, that's about it. But the ones that I seen maybe once every like 3-4 months or something like that, or a year, those are the ones that usually was the ones that had like the problems, you know. So for me, I at a young age, I was already to the point like, bro, I'm not going back. Things like that. I used to tell my dad that all the time. He's like, you never want to go back. During the pandemic, and also no. Let me rewind back. Well, it was during the pandemic too, though. But if you lived in Louisiana, remember we had this whole. Well, I mean, Texas had it too, though. We had this whole hurricane that came by and knocked out all the power, everything. I was in the dark for 3 days. Could have went back home to my family, but instead, my brother can vouch for me on this one because he was still in training at the time, but he heard about it. I would rather stay in the dark for 3 days than go back home. That's when my parents realized, like, okay, he really does not want to go back.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he will deal with that rather than
just
go
coming
home.
along, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, okay. And I know that doesn't sound good when someone say they don't really care about their family members, but like I told y'all, I'm a very honest person. Like I have some family members I don't care for.
I mean, it shouldn't be so taboo. That's the issue that we have. Like we're so taboo about accepting, no, this was a bad situation and circumstance. They are absolutely justified in stepping away from that relationship because it's been so ingrained that that's your family. Like you can't turn your back on family. And it's like, they already turned their back on me.
Exactly.
I tried to get them to turn around, even just, kind of look over their shoulder. I tried to get them to just wink at me real quick. They couldn't even do that. I can't keep the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I'm not going to drive myself insane trying to win their love and attention because that's insane. For the rest of my life, I'm only here for less or 100-ish years. We already a quarter through that.
That's true. That is true.
I only have 3 more quarters left. Like second quarter, we gotta get going.
You gotta get going. You got that's the thing too. And it's like I always wish that family members, when they start telling you to cut off friends that are peace, I wish they'll normalize the whole family as well. Because things that people that are outsiders do, they'll look at like, oh no, they can see it. And like, no, you don't need that person in your life. You don't need that person in life. But let be somebody that's blood that's doing the same exact thing.
You gotta forgive. Just give them one more chance. That's not how they really meant it.
Exactly. No. It's like, okay, why we gotta change it just because we got the same blood going through our veins? It's like, nah. That's I learned that at a young age. Like, nah, this ain't it. Because
it's like, why do we have this unrealistic expectation of our family? We should not. It is nice. It is very nice to have family members you can always depend on. They always come through for you. We shouldn't expect them to do that. And that's something that they choose to do. They have to make that choice. That's their decision. We don't get to expect their decisions.
Yeah, just like I have a lot of great family members at the same time too, guys. I just want to let y'all know that too. I have a lot of great prime example. Shout out to my cousin Cameron. He has been one of my biggest supporters since I was a kid. Like, not even like just off of the whole podcast thing, but as a kid, he used to always support us, just do random nice things for us, just out the blue, no reason at all. And it's like, okay, I see that. And I'm like, okay, you actually have that love, what a family should be giving you. You know, my parents, they're another one. My brother, y'all hear about my brother all the time. I tell you, he'd be on the floor taking pictures all the time, pressing the button and everything. So it's like, I do have great family. But at the same time, the only thing about it is I have such a huge family on both sides, not just one side, but both sides. So it's like, okay, like I can probably think of first cousins. I probably have at least from both sides, gotta be somewhere in like the 20s, 30s on first cousins. And then I had a lot of second cousins too that's around my age and third cousins.
I love that you say like you have such a big family because it just cracks me up because I too have a ginormous family. I'm sure my friends get tired of me saying, "Oh, my cousin, my cousin," because I'll say my cousin and they'll be like, "Oh, da 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 da," and I'm like, "No, not that one. This one, this one on my mama's side, you know." And it's just so funny because just this weekend, you know, it was Thanksgiving. I went and I visited my dad's maternal side that lives in Fort Worth. So like the DFW Metroplex. And that's very specific because my dad's maternal side, like my grandma lives in East Texas. So like that's where they're from. So it's like the fact that there's still more in that area, you know, these are just the ones that were in the DFW area on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Everyone that viewed my story, they were like, "Oh, you saw all of your cousins? You got so many cousins. Like, how many were there in the car? Like, that's a lot of people." And I'm like, "Yeah," and that's not even all of them.
Yeah, I seen that.
And
story
I gotta
too.
remember
like,
all these names. Oh, you saw that story?
Yeah, I saw the story. I was like, okay, she got a big family too. I noticed that too. I was like, man, because it's not common to see other people that have really big families.
It's not.
You know, so when you see someone
not to this extent. Like when you're like, no, like I have a lot of like a lot of people don't understand it. Like, yeah, I got a big family. Like, no, this family is scary big.
Yeah, just like I say all the time. Like my dad is like what the 11th of 12 from his mom, and then all of them usually averages rate 4+ kids, and that's not even counting like on mom's side, like all the brothers and sisters that my grandma has and how many kids they have, and all, it's a lot. So that every time I go, like whenever I used to go back to Arkansas or wherever, it'd be like, okay, this is your cousin or this is someone else, this is someone else. You always meet someone else as part of your family.
Just like,
so it's just
tired
like,
of all these names and
faces that I'm probably not gonna even see again.
There was a solid period of time I just went by calling everybody, "Hey cousin, hey cousin, oh cousin," because cousin, I don't know your name. Yeah. Now if I say "Hey cousin" on my story, I know exactly who I'm talking about. I am talking to the cousin that posted me.
Yeah. I got you, but let me call Denari. I'm gonna see what he got to say on this. He probably gonna have a lot to say. I feel it, but we're gonna see y'all. As if he answers the phone.
What it be like?
Is this Nari Cortez?
Yes, it is.
What it do, man? This your boy Slxck the Don, host of the Glorious Weekday podcast. You're on the podcast right now, so do not incriminate yourself.
What it do?
What it do, bro? You all right?
Yeah, man, living life, just a squirrel trying to get a nut, man.
It'd be like that sometimes. Oh, speaking of you trying to make jokes right now, I'm gonna have to fight you one day. You're gonna have to run my one off of what you said on my live, but it's cool.
Well, it's what I do, big dog.
Hey, yes, we know you a comedian and everything, but no, I got a quick question for you, man. You know, it's on a serious note.
What's the question?
All right, so I'm with my girl Jahana right now, right?
Hey.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, so we over here talking about families and everything, right? And me and you've had this conversation before a long time ago. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask my line brother, this same question. So the question is, when is it a perfect time to cut off family?
The perfect time to cut off family, honestly, is when you get to a point to realize and you value your worth as a person that just because they're blood, that doesn't mean you have to accept what they do. And I think us, especially as like Black families, we accept negativity too much, and we think because that's our mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, whatever, that we're supposed to just let it happen. And then they teach us with the respect your elders, which I think I don't believe in that, because I'm a firm believer of I give respect if you earn it, regardless of who you are.
You need a
Yeah, no, he got give you a gunshot on that one, bro. I definitely do. Cause
amen.
you know, we were talking a lot about this before you came on, and you basically said you was like in the same realm with what Jahana said. Like, Jahana, what did you say?
I was basically saying the perfect time to cut off a family member is when they're not bringing you peace anymore. Because it's like at the end of the day, I rely on my family to be the bare minimum. Like, this is how the world at bare minimum should treat me, because these are people that are related to me. They've seen me grow up. They've seen me develop. They know what I'm going through. At bare minimum, this is what you got to do for me. So you got to be bringing me peace, because if I can go out in the world and find other people that are providing more peace, like they're doing more for you for me than you are, I'm gonna have to go with them, because I love myself. Like you said, I value myself more. Like I value my peace. So once you start disturbing my peace, you gotta go.
Yeah, most definitely. I've had a lot of families cut off, and even then, like a lot of my line brothers treat me better than my family members do, and it's bad. And once I got to that, your peace always has to come first. And once you get that and realize your worth, your life becomes so much better. And also when you learn to stop giving a damn what people think, your
It's
life
literally
will get more
you
at
have to
peace.
accept that you're the main character. Like, you literally wake up, you're living your life. You get to choose if this is what you want to go through for the rest of your life. You're the main character. Stop letting people upset your fantasy life. Like, I want to wake up and have rainbows and butterflies every day. So I'm going to live where it rains and it's a lot of trees. Like, I'm going to set myself up to where I can have that peace that I want, because this is my life. I only get to do it one time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Most definitely. Then that's honestly, since I've been home, I've been searching for my inner peace. And once you're gonna lose a lot of people once you start finding your inner peace. You're gonna lose some people that you thought were your close friends, you thought you was close family members, anybody. Once you start trying to find who you are, like right now, my circle is so tiny. It is the tiniest thing in the world. And even like out of my family members, the only family members I talk to besides my mother and my siblings is maybe like two of my aunts and maybe like a couple of my cousins and like one uncle.
Yeah, because I was saying earlier too, I said, you know, you have situations where your friends might treat you more of family than your own family. I know you said that earlier too, Denari, because I was like, even like my line brothers, you know, you one of my line brothers, y'all have done so much for me that a lot of other family members can't even say, you know? So I look at y'all more like family in a lot of situations, you know, and also the fact that you got people that like disrespect you because of your age or how your life is going as well. Because you know, some people stay stagnant in their lifestyle, right? They stay comfortable in what they're in. So when you're a type person that has the mindset like, hey, I want to improve my life, and it shows, then those same type of family members sometimes don't like it. And then now they try to disrespect you, like, oh, you think you big now because you got this, you got that degree and everything. And there you go.
It's like, I don't think any of those things, but if that's what you think about me, then deal with it.
Yep.
That's your choice to make that decision and have me rattling in your brain like that all the time. If I'm applying some pressure to you, then be a diamond or, break.
Yeah, either that or they'll say, or they're gonna still have love for you, but they're like, hey, you know, you moved from this small town, I know you might have some money on you, you can, loan me a little something, something, that's another thing too. And it's like, okay, now you're trying to feed off of what I got going on too now.
Yeah, a lot of families get mad because a lot of times we're the ones who break generational curses. And because they weren't the ones to do it, then they gotta hate and bring you down because they want you to be at the same level they are.
And it's crazy.
Family members love you and support you as long as you don't go past them. Once you go past them, now all of a sudden you're too good for us. You think you're just way better than everybody else. That's when it becomes a problem. But the thing is, as my mother, my father, my aunt, whoever you are above me, like when you have kids, you should always want your kids to be better than you.
Yep.
And so far and so forth. It's always supposed to be better than the next person, because if not, the family will never elevate ever. And especially in the Black family household, we have the crab in a bucket mentality. We like bringing each other down way too much. And because of that, we can never fully develop, because we over here getting mad when people bring us down when we're doing it to ourselves.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I felt that though. And, that's why I got so much love and respect for my parents, because that was their whole mindset, was like, hey, we're trying to improve our lives to make sure you have a better life, so then you can improve that and then continue you know, the whole wave of improving this family and everything. So definitely, I always had love and respect for them. But you definitely have other family members or even people outside your family that think the same way, where it's like, I'm cool with you. And let's take it like the workforce, for example. In the workplace, you can have supervisors, people that's over you, that will try to help you whenever they can. But as soon as you get into a position higher than them, now they're acting funny. Or you're getting more accolades than they are and things like that. And people are acknowledging what's going on, they're going to start acting differently. So I definitely understand that, what you just said.
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, once you get to a point where chase your inner peace and stop worrying about what other people think, regardless of who they are. Once you know your support system and know who got your back, those are the only people you really got to worry about. The rest of the success will come. We so worrying about other people who don't give two. Can I cuss?
you're good, LB.
Oh, I gotta ask, because my LB know I cuss like a sailor. I'm trying to keep it clean because I know I'm on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, stop giving a damn about two shits about what people think. Just stop giving two shits. Once you learn that, your life will be amazing, and then everything else will fall into place from there. Just gotta be patient and keep the faith.
Yeah, that part. But yeah, LB, that's all I have for you, man. You want to shout anything out before you go?
Shout out anything. Yeah, for people you looking for a laugh, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. My Instagram is @Nari Cortez Comedy. That's Cortez with a K. My Twitter name is just @Nari Cortez. Shout out to the Glorious Weekday podcast,
Sure.
hosted by my LB, one of the coolest dudes I know in the world.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, dog.
Thank you. But y'all definitely make sure y'all follow him. If he has any shows in the future too, definitely make sure. I would definitely put that in descriptions or put it on my social media page. So definitely make sure y'all follow him. And I'm gonna talk to you later, bro. All right.
All right, I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was cool. That was a great conversation, though. He basically really just said,
like, he
everything.
Synced us together. Like,
yes,
it was very symbiotic. Like,
exactly.
yeah, what you said, what I said, it meshed.
Yeah. Okay, so you already heard two guys say something. You heard a woman say something. I think it's only right that I get another woman on. So shout out to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to hit up my friend Kelsey. I'm gonna see what she gotta say.
Hello.
Hello, is this Kelsey?
Yes, this is she.
Oh, what it do? This is your boy Slxck the Don, host of the Glorious Weekday podcast. You're on the podcast right now, so do not incriminate yourself. How you doing, Kelsey?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain at all. Chilling right now. I'm with my girl Jahana right now. We're talking about family, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me ask Kelsey this question, because I've been wanting to have you on this podcast for a very, very long time, since season 1. And I was finally able, you're a busy woman, so I was finally able to get you this time. So,
woohoo!
My question is this: when is it a perfect time to cut off family?
Well, I've never had to cut off any of my family before, because I get along with all of my family. But if I had to cut off someone, it would be because I guess, like, they really had to betray me. Like, I don't know, come at me sideways, threaten me, or like, I don't know, put my life in just some type of danger.
It would
This
have to
like,
be just that extreme for you to cut them off. Like it just have to be like extremely extreme. They pushed you past your limit. That's when you gonna cut them off.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. See.
But that's rare. I'm not really a person to get upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I believe it. She's a very positive person, happy person for sure. Even the way she just answered the phone. So, I mean, for us, it was more about disrespect. Jahana, you had said something too besides just disrespect. You also said something earlier.
Yeah, I was saying it disturb like once a family member disturbs my peace, like once they're no longer being that solid, comforting person that like I'm expecting, which like I expect that because you are my family. Once you no longer provide me that comfort, and I can easily get this comfort from a friend or a family friend, someone else is basically showing up for your role, I have to let them go. You're not peaceful because I'm the main character. Like I said it earlier, I like saying that. Like it's my life. Like I get to pick what I'm going to deal with forever. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with you. Like I'm not gonna deal with uneasiness. I'm not gonna have these thoughts racing like, oh, like I wonder how they really feel about me. Like maybe they're just saying these things. Like, no, I want to be 100% secure in my friendships and family relationships. So once you stop providing me that security, I have to go.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I understand it and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what you said too. Like once you betrayed me, like you have disturbed me. Like I can't keep you around me.
Yeah, I don't like negative energy.
Yeah. So with that being said, I had my line brother call in earlier. Well, I called him, right? And he has said something too about emotions and about the whole respecting your elders, right? And he said he didn't really believe in that because he felt like at the end of the day, basically, in order to get respect, you have to give the other person respect. Now, how do you feel about that, Kelsey?
Okay, I guess I can relate to this because my grandmother, she just really hates my pictures. Really, she hates how I dress. She thinks I show too much skin. I'm just like, anytime I had to make it on Facebook where you cut, how you block certain people from seeing your post.
Yes.
I had to do that for my grandmother because I was tired of her sending me paragraphs every time I posted something. It could be like for my 25th birthday trip in Cancun. I'm in a bathing suit. I'm on a boat. Kelsey, you're being too revealing. I think it's their old, I guess their old mindset. I mean, she's coming from a place of love, but like grandma.
Yeah.
Like
These
this is
old
what the
men
girls
should
are
not be
doing.
out here
Like,
looking at me like that. That's not my fault if they look at me like that.
like I still want to wear this. It still look cute on me. I feel good in it.
Yes, feel good, look good, all that. My granddaddy even exposed her. He said, "You used to be naked too." So
Like, that's right, granddad.
Shout out to granddad.
Yeah. Like she would write these long paragraphs, and I'd be like, "Okay, I gotta be still respectful. Like that's my grandma." But I'd be fed up to like, "Okay, grandma, leave me alone now. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and I'm gonna post what I want to post. If I know it's something I don't need to post, like something that's risky for like job wise, of course I'm not gonna post that.
Yeah.
Probably won't even have a picture of it.
Exactly.
But anyway, she thinks of every little thing, and like I remember posting pictures before like my birthday in bathing suits from another beach trip. She was like, "What would the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha have to say about this and that?" Like, grandma, I'm not holding up a pinky. I'm not holding up an eye. I'm not doing anything AKA related. I don't even have AKA on me right now. So like I wasn't wearing paraphernalia on the beach. So it was like, grandma, it has nothing to do with that. She's not a member of my sorority, but they go to the extreme.
They just
and
need any
it gets
excuse.
annoying. I try not to be disrespectful, but I can say I was a little nice nasty to her a couple of times. But but I ain't gonna cut my grandma off. I just learned to ignore, because I gotta eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I got to get the family recipes and stuff.
Yeah.
And my mama told me, she said, just block your grandma from viewing all your stuff. So it's no harm in that.
See, for me, my grandparents don't even have social media. They don't even have Wi-Fi, so I don't even have to worry about that. They really can't even watch these videos at all because they don't have anything. They all in the country. So I don't have to worry about that now. My grandmother is very like shout out to my grandma, man. I know she ain't gonna see this though. But my grandmother on my mom's side, she definitely would like not really judge per se, but she will question things. Like how you said your grandmother talked about what you're wearing and everything. My grandmother would be like, okay, if you're wearing a do-rag or you got like a grill or something like that, she's gonna probably look at you a certain type of way, do that. Or you got tattoos. Oh, you got a tattoo? I remember when I got my brand. My grandma like, you got a brand, you know what it says in the Bible, things like that. So I understand you when you said that though. But I still love my grandmother at the end of the day. It's just like, okay, she has her opinions, things like that. But at the same time, I'm grown too. I'm an adult, so I can make my own decisions as well though. But yeah. All right. Yeah, Kelsey, that's all I have for you. You want to shout anything out before you go?
I want to say congrats to you on season 2.
Oh, thank you.
And I wish many, many more seasons to you. And I don't really have anything to shout out. I'm a PhD student. I'm in my 2nd year at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Mm-hmm. And eventually I'll be making a difference in, the public health sector. And I can't wait for that day to come.
I love that.
Let me give you another gunshot for that one. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm also in public health. So look at that.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Oh, yay!
Connections.
Yeah, so yes, definitely. That's Black excellence for both of y'all as well.
I love it.
Definitely. And Kelsey, you want me to put your socials on here too, or are you good?
Oh, yes, you can. Okay. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Kelsey Mac 96. That's Kelsey with the EY and MAC 96.
Got you.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, Kelsey, thank you so much. I know I've been trying to get you on this podcast for a really good minute. It's been, how long would we say? Got to at least be about a good 4-5 months, maybe longer than that though. But I finally got you.
I'll be busy. I do be busy. I'm working on a final paper now.
Oh, wow. Well, let me go and get you back. Let you get back to that then. But I'll definitely talk to you later. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
As well.
Bye.
Okay, that was cool. We had some great conversations.
Yeah, everyone
had
good things to say.
Most definitely. As well as you, Jahana, you had a lot of great things. You gave me more content than I thought I was going to get. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I know I said you was a talking person, but
you're going to have to cut a lot. It's going to be hard because what do you cut from that, right?
We ain't cut nothing. We're going to keep all that. But no, listen, that's all we have for this segment. And it's time to get to the next segment, one of the funnier segments, which is Tell Me Why.
You a lot bigger, plus you a freaky ass nigga. I like, yeah. Rule number 1, do it rough. Rule number motherfucking 2, do it fast. Rule number 3, better talk to me tough. Rule number 4, you better smack that ass. Yeah, I'm a sage, I like to talk back. Booty getting